Greetings, dear Pussy Collective ladies. Hi, it's Sierra, the Pussy Oracle, here with another crazy and wild episode of Pussy Magic and Musings. There is so much I want to tell all of you, and these little episodes are my way of sprinkling my stories, the magic that I've encountered from being on this journey of pussy awakening and being called forth and initiated as a spokesperson for pussy, and so on and so forth. And I look forward to creating many more episodes and sharing lots of really fun, juicy ways, everything from how to access more power and knowing from your pussy to letting go of shame, which today's topic about, and using pussy and sacred Amrita juice to ritualize and manifest, or as the new word I'm playing with one of my soul sisters that we're creating a really fun thing with called Womafestation, and all sorts of other magic things. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Just got off the phone with a really important meeting, so I'm super jazzed up about that. But today, I want to talk to you about the source of pussy shame and how to turn it around. I've noticed in my life, and up until more recently when I got into my own pussy awakening in the last 5 years really, that one, the word pussy in and of itself has a lot of stigma, right? I mean, I just say the word, and if I say the word out loud in a group of people, I know immediately where they stand in relationship to their connection to pussy and sacred sexuality and their yoni and their vulvas and everything else. And I like to joke that I come with a warning label because right now I use the word pussy because it's being reclaimed. It's part of a larger movement of the School of Womenly Arts, Mama Gina, and many other women and facilitators and friends of mine, and powerful movements. And think about the pussy hat movement that we had in Washington and all of that. It's pretty much a big meme right now. Ultimately, I prefer a different word. I prefer the word flower. I prefer the word sacred portal, and a few other words. But I use the word pussy intentionally right now because of the invitation to reclaim that word and to take away all of the ways that it has made women feel squeamish or shameful. So in and of itself, the source of pussy shame has been even just shaming that word and having that word be taken by the porn industry and putting it out in a way that feels degrading for women, and having it be used in a way that isn't actually accurate as an insult and things like that. And so a lot of times just even the word itself, even if it's not even feeling ashamed about the actual piece, the anatomy that it represents, can be a shameful thing. The other piece that I'm really surprised by, the more I'm deepening into my pussy ministry, my sacred portal ministry, and helping women reclaim their sacred flowers and awaken to the divinity, the majesty, and the potent information that's available in each of our divine design, the actual design of our vulva, our inner labias, our outer labias, our clitoral hood, the design of our pubic hair, is that women are really scared to look down there. And even if they're not scared to look down there, they don't make a habit of looking down there. They don't really want to see what's going on down there. And if you have them look in the mirror or take a picture, a big portion of women respond typically with disgust. And how did that come about? How did we become so disgusted by something so beautiful and so profound, and something that I like to say is, well, that's why I like to use the word portal. It is the portal of all life. It is the portal that brought every single human being to this planet. There is something so powerful about that. Life is brought to you by pussy, right? None of us would be here if it wasn't for pussy. And to feel any ounce of shame around how it looks is an external patriarchal conditioning that was put upon us by thousands and thousands of years of oppression and just misaligned thinking. And so today, I invite women to awaken to this divinity, because when we can shift out of disgust or shame of these, it's having a pussy is no different than having a face. And while, of course, we have issues around how we look, and we have issues around aging, and we have issues around body weight, and we have issues around boobs, and we have issues around our bodies like crazy, because there's just a lot of shame in society and a lot of ways that we put each other down and whatnot. And the whole I even got into women's empowerment in the first place was through my own body shame that I had, and my own, journey to find and discover ways that I could love myself more the way that others loved me as much. Like most of my relationships, they've loved my body. It's been me that's hated on it because of my false idea of what it's supposed to look like. So we've got a lot of shame going on, but pussy is no different than our face and our elbow, than our arms and our hands. In fact, one of the last live gatherings I was a speaker at, a beautiful gathering called the Red Tent in Los Angeles, one woman said, oh my gosh, after I took all the women through my process, there's an actual slideshow. You can watch it for free. It's a presentation that I offer online. You can find it at secretsoftheyoniverse.com. And I'll talk about that in a second. But if you're somebody that's resonating with, I don't want to look at my pussy. I don't want to look at other women's pussies. I don't want anybody to look at my pussy. Let's just pretend it's not a thing and I'll just do what it needs to do. Then please go watch this video, Secrets of the Universe, because it'll shift your whole mindset into seeing what typically, it will actually literally alchemize your shame. And invite you into a deeper understanding of what is so powerful, which, of course, if we can be in a deeper understanding of what's powerful about us, especially in the most sacred realm and the most yummy sexual realm of our bodies, we can evoke the powers of the universe, right? We can change the way that we interact. We can change the way we make decisions. We can change the way we feel about ourselves. We can change the way we express our sexuality and our sensuality. There's unlimitless power that comes from reclaiming this sacred part of ourselves. But we've been sold a bill of goods. We've been sold a bill of goods. That pussy is meant to be either something to be ashamed of because it's disgusting, it smells, it's ugly, it should be private, it bleeds, oh God, it gets deformed after pregnancy, all these false myths that have perpetuated in society that has us feel icky about this part of ourselves. And yet, there's really no shame. It's like I was about to say in the Red Tent Temple, like one woman after she went through this whole experience was like, why are we afraid to look? Because it's no different than looking at my hand. It's no different than looking at my face. It's just another part of our body. But also because we, at least us Americans, maybe it's not the same in other countries. I haven't traveled as extensively as I would like to know, but I know that this is sort of a Western thing for sure. We feel disconnected from this part of ourselves because the religious puritanical roots that we come from has shamed sexuality as well. So there's a lot of reason why there's pussy shame. And I'm here as a advocate, as a sister, as a woman on this journey of my own reclamation to activate and empower women to fall madly in love with this part of ourselves, because if we are anything else around this part of ourselves, we as women will constantly be held back because this is our source of power. This is our ability to speak. This is what the world and ourselves require to slow down and not get caught up in all the busy and the doo-doos and the insanity of this world. So there's so much I can say about this, and that's why I have these broadcasts every week, because there is a lot I want to say about this. But one of the quickest, easiest ways to turn around pussy shame is to come into right relationship with your divine portal. And the only way that I have discovered how to do that is to look at her, is to be with her, is to listen to her, is to honor her. And if she's always in the dark or always hidden away or only brought out in certain occasions and then not even listened to in those occasions, if you know what I mean, in a sexual setting where, many of us have not listened to her and made choices that didn't feel good and then, had a lot of pain and suffering around that, right? So if we don't know who she is, then we don't know how powerful she is and how supportive she can be. And as a pussy oracle, literally looking at a woman's vulva and the design of her vulva and all of the anatomy around it, and being able to receive messages, symbols, and stories from just the design alone, and be able to translate that for women and have them really understand that their pussy is their map, and their pussy, it does have valuable information to empower their life. And then they can have a new relationship with their pussy, because one, they've given a chance for her to be put on display, literally, which I know is still probably squeamish for some of you. It's like, I don't want my pussy on display. I have to say though, any woman who's ever felt that way, who has attended any of my offerings in person and have had an experience of either being on display or witnessing another woman's pussy on display, have had a massive turnaround in how they feel about pussy. It's like literally alchemy, turning lead to gold, turning an old, outdated lie to a truth that feeds you and swells you and calls you up and calls you forth and brings your power up from here out into the world. Like, that's a pretty big transformation from a very small, seemingly easy thing that all of us have access to at any time. But because so many of us are squeamish and carry the shame or the embarrassment or the idea that it's supposed to look different or be different, and not own the parts of ourselves that actually are exactly how they're meant to be, unique and beautiful, just like your face, just like your handprints, your fingerprints, right? That actually can tell a story, just like your face, just like your hands, just like your mouth, right? And we listen and we take the time to put her in a reverential place and witness her and give her attention. I mean, think about it, ladies. If any of you have ever been in a women's circle, and I would bet a majority of you watching this have, how do you feel when you're actually given a chance to just simply share, to just simply be seen, to be witnessed by other women, to be heard, to be received? It's like rocket fuel, right? Like, it can fill you so much. And that is so simple. It's not a big deal. Like, a circle of women is so easy to put together and so easy to attend and so easy to be with. But the way it feeds our soul is exponential to the effort it takes to just be in a circle. And the same goes for pussy. Pussy desires that too. Pussy is you. Pussy's no different than you. Pussy is us. Like, so pussy wants her due time. She wants to be acknowledged, to be witnessed, to be seen. Not to be told, not to be poked, not to be prodded. I mean, maybe sometimes, obviously, but from a place of knowing who she is before you go in and just ignore her beauty. Like, none of us would like it if a man walked up to us and just grabbed our boobs. But that's what we do to pussy every day. We just allow somebody to go in and do something to her without even knowing her. Like, what? When I say it that way, even me, I'm like, that's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We have to get acquainted with this part of ourselves. It's non-negotiable. I did not understand this for a long time. And thank God, Mama Gina helped me see that you can't actually empower a woman without having her be in divine connection with her portal. And I didn't get that. I thought I worked for years, for over a decade, more than a decade, empowering women. And yeah, I empowered a lot of women, and, you know, I did beautiful work, and there was a lot that happened. But the difference between the work I was doing previous to this and now, how I can watch the instant transformation happen by just bringing pussy into the equation and giving her her due worship and time and listening, massively different, like, again, exponentially different. So, ladies, I call you forth, I call you up, I call you into your divinity. I invite you to play along, to get curious, take a pussy selfie, take a look at her. If you're not ready for that, let's get in touch. Like, let me hold your hand and guide you through anything that is in the way of your utter devotion and mad love for your sacred divine portal design. I am here for that. I am a stand for that. I do it very lightheartedly, and we have a good time. And the thing that feels so like a stigma becomes a magnet, becomes like a curiosity, an insatiable curiosity. Like, you're like, I want to see more pussies. As soon as I put a pussy on display in front of any woman, they're like, I want to see everybody's. it just changes in an instant. And we realize, where the hell have we all been all this time feeling all this shame, when in this moment it can be catalyzed, alchemized, and released. It's actually quite easy. So if you're curious, check out secretsoftheyoniverse.com. It's free. You can just watch that in your own time, enter the conversation slowly. If you're curious about having me support you more directly, you can do a Pussy Oracle reading with me. There's a special that I'm offering for the next 10 days or so, or less now, to July 31st. So that's this coming Wednesday, where it's a significant amount off. I would love, love, love to support you. And you can go to sierrajsullivan.com/the-day, all lowercase. And there's a video on there that I talk about the process. It's done all virtually. I give you all of what you need to know. And if you're curious, but you're not ready to make the leap, reach out to me. Let's hop on the phone. I'll give you 15 minutes and we can decide what is the first step for you. How can you be supported? How can you be more engaged? How can you be more empowered by your own divine sacred portal? That's my stand for you. That's my stand for me. That's my stand for all women, in addition to sisterhood, which is a huge part of my mission. And let's clear that shame and let's empower your sexuality. Let's help you truly know what you're a yes to and what you're a no to, because you're so in love with that part of yourself that you can't help but be a stand for her too. All right, thank you so much for tuning in to today's Pussy Magic and Musings. We're on episode 23. I can't believe it. It's flying by. I broadcast these every Tuesday at 2:22 Pacific time, right here in the Pussy Collective. Gather your girlfriends, bring your sisters, let's have these conversations. It feels so good to have these conversations. And I'm going to be offering a lot more fun things for you to participate in. So stay tuned, be in here. Check out Secrets of the Universe. If you're curious, check out my special or reach out to me personally and let's chat. All right, have a beautiful day. Lots of love. Ciao.